Hi. I'm sorry I missed you last week. I had a very bad headache, and I can't read when I have a very bad headache. It makes me sick. But I feel better today. So I brought books. 3 books today. We've got Pizza with everything on it. Everything. Anything and everything you can think of. We have Pet Dad. And we have The Perfect Siesta. Shall we? Okay. Pizza with everything on it. Words by Kylie. I'm sorry, not Kylie. By Kyle Scheele. And pictures by Andy Pizza. Seriously, his name is Andy Pizza, and this book is about pizza. A pizza with everything on it. What is the most ridiculous thing you can think of to put on a pizza? Let's find out. When your dad owns a pizza shop, you can have whatever kind of pizza you want. So when Dad asked what I was hungry for, I said, give me a pizza with everything on it. Dad said, everything? I said, everything. The story is called Papazaz. Dad tossed the dough while I stirred the sauce. We put down 3 different kinds of cheese, then added a 4th, just to be safe. They put in cheddar and Swiss and mozzarella and the mysterious 4th cheese. We started with the basics: pepperoni, sausage, tomatoes, peppers, even those little mushrooms that look like noses. Dad said, perfect. But I said, no, Dad, I want a pizza with everything on it. Dad went across the street and came back with his arms full of groceries. He brought pickles, an ice cream cone, hard-boiled eggs, an apple, a bag of chips, an entire turkey. All of it went on the pizza. Dad said, perfect. But I said, no, Dad, I want a pizza with everything on it. Dad got a mischievous look in his eyes. I knew exactly what he was thinking. Everything, eh? Everything! In a flash, Dad threw his rolling pin onto the pizza, followed by his chef's hat. I put the blender on top as Dad added a table and chairs. Books, pencils, and a notebook fell onto the pizza. As I turned my backpack upside down, Dad said, perfect. But I said, no, Dad. I want a pizza with everything on it. Dad said, I think we're going to need to take this outside. Dad rolled the pizza into the street as I rode my bicycle up onto the toppings. Dad added a doghouse, then a treehouse, then a real house, then the White House. That's where the president lives. But something was about to go terribly wrong. Perhaps it was the addition of the particle accelerator, or perhaps the weight of the pizza simply became greater than what the crust could bear. Whatever it was bad. I see they added a toilet and a hedgehog and a bathtub and an elephant and some glasses and a basketball and a potato and a remote control. Just as Dad was pushing the wheelbarrow full of penguins onto the top of the pizza, there was a loud, then a crunch. Then we started to fall. Ah! In the blink of an eye, the pizza began to collapse in on itself. Everything was speeding toward the center of the pizza. Round and around and around. I grabbed Dad's hand. Dad grabbed the crust. We held on for dear life. It's a pizza black hole, Dad shouted. Everything's being sucked in. Everything! I yelled back. Dad gulped. Everything! Dads are awfully strong, but black holes are stronger, especially pizza black holes. I can't hang on anymore, Dad yelled. Together we flew into the swirling pizza vortex. Then everything went black. Everything stayed black as a burnt pizza crust. Then, boom! A pizza big bang. The universe exploded in a burst of toppings. Everything was pizza. Dad and I were launched through a pizza galaxy and into our pizza solar system. We flew towards a pizza Earth and into our pizza town. We landed back at our pizza shop, or I should say our pizza shop. Everything is made of pizza. Even the cat, meow, and the sidewalk is made of pizza. Dad looked at me. Perfect? He said, a little unsure. Perfect! The end. I love pizza, but that's a little crazy. We've got another dad story. We have Pet Dad. I think this is going to be another silly dad story. Words and pictures by Elann. Pet Dad. Plum wants a pet. Plum's dad does not want a pet. Specifically, he wants no pet. So Plum, who never takes no for an answer, gets herself the only pet she can. But her daddy said no. What kind of pet does she have? A pet dad. With a little training, Plum knows that she and her new pet will enjoy many years of friendship. Look, she's using her dad's tie as a leash. And these people are looking at her like she's crazy. Plum adores her new pet. She rubs his tummy. She scratches behind his ears. She names him Schnitzel. But when it comes to caring for Schnitzel, Plum runs into a spot of trouble. She's telling him, roll over. Do you know what this word is? No. First, she must feed her pet. Plum knows that pet grown-ups eat disgusting foods like kale and quinoa. In a pinch, yard waste will do. But when Plum tries to feed this mess to her pet, he barks, no! Schnitzel has a different way to eat. Next, Plum must teach her pet when and where to do his business. But when she tries to paper train her pet, again he barks, no! Schnitzel has a different use for the paper. That night, Plum tries to sleep train her pet. Again with the no. Schnitzel does not want to be Plum's foot warmer. She's kicking her daddy in the face. It ain't easy caring for a pet, especially a pet grown-up. The next morning, rested and refreshed, Plum takes her pet to the park to teach him some new tricks. Like all the other pets out with their people. She trained Schnitzel to sit. Heck no, he barks. She trains him to fetch. Oh, look. It's an ice cream trolley. Then she trains Schnitzel to chase. See, she's going after the ice cream. That works a little better. Until Schnitzel starts barking loudly. Get back here! Very loudly. Plum knows she has to be firm. Time out. Or not. Time out. What would happen if you put your pet mom or pet dad in time out? With some unexpected free time, Plum sits down for a good think. This pet training is not going well. The missing piece, Plum reasons, is a reward for her pet. But what is a good reward? What does Plum have that pet dads love most of all? And then she has a stroke of genius. No plus hug equals yes! The hug, a perfect reward for a pet dad. With her recent success, Plum tries the math again. Please plus hug equals ice cream. Sit plus hug equals picnic. And finally, roll over plus hug equals playtime. And from that day forward, Plum and her pet enjoy many years of friendship and love, and she never needs a leash, a muzzle, or even that cone thing. The end. If you're feeling tired, you're going to love our next story, although you may not get all the way through it. This is called The Perfect Siesta. Words and Pictures by Pato Mena. Do you know what a siesta is? What does that look like? See the Z's? He's sleeping. Siesta is resting like a nap. I just took a nap. I love taking naps. I bet you don't, though. In the middle of the day, in the jungle, and the jaguar was very hot. All of a sudden, a cool breeze started to blow, and the big cat thought, "Oh, what a nice breeze! It would be perfect to take a siesta." Just then, the jaguar saw a coati sitting on a branch up in a tree. And he said, "Hey, could you do me a big favor? I have something really important to do, but first I would like to take a little siesta. There's such a nice cool breeze. It's just too good to resist. Could you wake me up in exactly 10 minutes?" "Of course, Mr. Jaguar," answered the scared coati. "You go right ahead and take your nice siesta. I'll wake you up." And just like that, the jaguar dropped off into a deep sleep. But then the coati thought, it's true. It would be a shame not to take advantage of this pleasant breeze. So the coati said to Cockatiel, who was perched just a few branches above, "Hey, could you do me a favor? I have to wake up the jaguar in 10 minutes because he has something very, very important to do. But first, I want to take a little siesta. There's such a nice cool breeze. It's just too good to resist. Would you mind waking me up in 10 minutes?" "Of course," said the kind cockatiel. "Go ahead and take your siesta. I'll wake you up." And just like that, the coati dropped off into a deep sleep. Uh-oh. Then the cockatiel thought, there's no denying it. This is a really pleasant breeze. So he said to the only animal that was close by, "Hey, you there, sloth! I have to wake up the coati, who has to wake up the jaguar, who has something very, very important to do. But first, I would like to take a siesta. There's such a nice cool breeze, it's just too good to resist. Would you be so kind as to wake me up in exactly 10 minutes?" "Really? Why? Sure, of course." "What?" replied the sleepy sloth. "Wake me up in exactly 10 minutes," replied the cockatiel. "It's very important. You have to stay awake." 10 minutes. No worries," said the sloth with a big yawn. "Thank you so much," said the cockatiel, who dropped off into a deep sleep. Just then the sloth felt the cool breeze and realized that she should ask some other animal to wake her up in 10 minutes, but there was no one awake to ask. This was such torture to the poor sloth, but she had given her word to the cockatiel, who had promised the coati, who had promised the jaguar, who no one was particularly thrilled to see angry. "I've got to stay awake," she said to herself. 1, 2, 3 minutes went by. The sloth was battling sleep more than any other sloth in sloth history. 5, 4, 5, 6 more minutes went by. She could almost hear the breeze whisper, "Sleep." 7, 8, 9 more minutes went by. Her eyelids got heavier and heavier. And just when there was only 1 more minute left before she had to wake the cockatiel up, the sloth soon fell fast asleep. Then all of a sudden, the nice cool breeze that was blowing through the jungle turned into a huge The tremendously loud snore of the sloth woke up the cockatiel, the coati, and the jaguar. Bang! Right on the 10th minute. The startled animals each ran off in different directions without stopping to offer any explanations. Meanwhile, the sloth stayed right where she was, snoring away, not letting anyone else in the jungle sleep for a very long time. The end. Do you snore when you sleep? I bet you snore a lot when you sleep, like really loudly. Like your dog can't even sleep. You ready to say goodbye? Warming up my hands, loosening my fingers. Here we go. Hold out your fist. Stick out your pointy finger, and your pinky finger, and your thummy finger. And this means I love you. Here we go. I love you. Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye. I love you. I love you. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye. I will see you next time. Sweet dreams.